Hello to everybody on BookTube and welcome to another video. My name is Katie and today I'm bringing you a book haul. Sean is currently at work at the moment, which is why he isn't in this video, but I had a shower, I was freshened up and I was like, you know what, I'm in the mood for filming my book haul and it needs to be done before I forget what books that I've received and purchased and so on and so forth. So before it's too late, this video needs to be filmed. And then it will be edited and uploaded. So today is currently the 14th of March and I've yet to actually finish a book. But my life has just been so crazy at the moment. Like I say, I've got internet recently, I'm living in this new place. My free time is just cut in half, literally. So I only have the evenings after I finish work to get some reading done, to get some filming done, to watch some BookTube videos. I really don't have a lot of time. Sean comes home about 10 o'clock each evening and then we'll probably watch some episodes of Walking Dead because we're currently re-watching the whole series again, or we might watch a movie and then we'll just both go to bed and then the cycle starts all over again. But you know what, I'm actually currently also reading a big book at the moment, so that might be quite hefty on my shoulders, but you know what, I'm actually really enjoying the book at the moment. So yes, let's get started with this book haul. As always, I'm going to start with the review books that I received, and there's also books that I've purchased as well as some library books that are going to be in this haul as well. So the first book that I'm going to talk about is Follow Me Back by Nikki Cloak. And I love the cover to this because it is a bit like an internet sort of book. This was sent to me by Hotkey Books. I believe it is released at the moment, and this just sounds like a really interesting sort of YA contemporary thriller. So this is about Aidan Kendrick, and he hears about Lizzie Summersall's disappearance and the police appear then at his front door. He doesn't know it yet, but with Lizzie's disappearance his life is about to take a twisted and desperate turn. So it says here that it's gripping from the first page and it will never let you go. Can you really be sure who is telling the truth online? So I feel like this is probably going to be one of those maybe sort of scare you about online sort of things, because I've had my certain scares when I was a kid and I used to go online. You know, these things are pretty scary, but I feel like it's going to be like that. It's going to make me feel like I don't want to go on the internet again. So if you don't see me online for a while, this book might be why. But I believe, like I say, it's released now, so if this sounds like your sort of thing, definitely add it to your wish list and order it. I like the cover to this book, it's really cool. There's like a little Wi-Fi sign there, and then there's a battery, and on the back is a camera. So I think that's a really cool cover design, but thank you very much to Hotkey Books for sending this to me. The next couple of books were sent to me by Bloomsbury Publishing, who are always fantastic in sending their books to me, and their books always sound really intriguing as well. But this book, you know what, I'm really intrigued and I really want to read it. This book is called The Leaving, and this is by Tara Ortiz Brando, and this is released on the 8th of June, so it is a summer release. But look at the cover to this, doesn't it look spooky, like a sort of really spooky movie, just sort of like the fog and the mist and the swings where no one is there. But I'm going to read these two sentences to you that are from the back of the book, and I'm going to leave you with that, and that way you will know if you want to add this to your wish list or not, because if I read these two sentences, I certainly would. 11 years ago, 6 5-year-olds were taken and went missing without a trace. 11 years later, 5 come back with no idea where they've been. So straight away, I'm intrigued. I'm hooked. I want to know what happened to them. So if that doesn't intrigue you, then I don't know what seriously does. But it just sounds really cool, and if this is definitely right up your street, then add this to your wish list, guys, or pre-order it. It just sounds like it's going to be a hit and it sounds really cool. And there's a quote from E. Lockhart, who is the author of We Were Liars, on the front of this book as well. So yes, I am super excited. So I'm definitely going to be doing a review for you guys on this book, and we'll let you know what I think about it. And the second book that was sent to me by Bloomsbury is Whisper to Me by Nick Lake. I love the cover to this book, it's absolutely gorgeous. Nick Lake is the author of There Will Be Lies, so if you've read that book, that is from this author. So on the back of this book it says, consider this the most screwed up love letter ever. Here are some things that I need to say to you. Number 1, I hear voices. Well, just the one voice really. Number 2, I miss you. Number 3, I wish I could take back what I did to you. And number 4, forgive me. I should have left Oakwood the day that I met that terrible discovery on the beach. The day the voice in my head first said those awful things to me, and before everything spun out of control. But then I wouldn't have met you. So yes, it's really intriguing. I'm super excited. I'm not sure if this is released yet or not. It might come out in April. I wasn't really given a release date for this, so you have to look on Goodreads for that, guys. But I'm intrigued. Now I'm going to move on to a couple of books that I purchased. The first of which was a pre-order. I pre-ordered the paperback copy because it was available in hardback, but you know what, I was like, it's cheaper for paperback and it's coming out pretty damn soon. And this book is called Dreamland, and this is by Robert L. Anderson. And I just want to show you this cover, guys, because it's absolutely gorgeous. Look at those buildings there, and then look at that path there with that creepy little shack there. What the hell is that about? But I just love the cover to this book. But there's a quote from Andrew Kremer here, who is the author of the Nightshade series. On the front it says, "Dreams come true and so do nightmares." And there's also a quote on the back by Megan Shepherd as well. So two YA authors that have their own series have quoted this book, and also the synopsis of this sounds great. This is about Dee, and they have been able to travel through people's dreams since they were 6 years old, and her mother taught her the 3 rules of walking: never interfere, never be seen, and never walk the same person's dream more than once. So she's never questioned her mother about the rules, or about the clocks and the mirrors, or about moving from place to place to be one step ahead of the unseen monsters that her mother is certain are right behind them. But then a mysterious boy, Connor, comes to town and she starts to feel normal. And as Connor breaks down the walls that she's had up for so long, she gets closer, and he gets closer to learning her secret. For the first time, she wonders if that's so bad. But when she breaks the rules, the boundary between the world begins to deteriorate. How can she know what's real and what's not? So it sounds really cool, really interesting. I just love the idea of like walking into dreams. My dreams are crazy enough as it seems, so if someone walked into mine, you know what? I'd even walk into my dreams. So actually, some of them I wouldn't walk into, some of them are a bit crazy. But you know what, this sounds really, really good, and I'm excited about it. This second purchase of mine was also a pre-order as well, and it came early. I pre-ordered it from the Book Depository, and I just didn't get around to reading it straight away. I really, really wanted to, but I was super busy, and like, oh, it was just so annoying that I couldn't. But this book is Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. This is the first book that is in the Dark Artifices trilogy. This is also a book that's been going around BookTube a lot lately because it is a new release, so it's no surprise to you that you will be seeing this as well. I pre-ordered the American hardcover edition purely because I have all my other Cassandra Clare books in these editions, in the American editions. I think they're much more beautiful. I love the pearly metallic look that is to these, and plus, you know, they're hardcover, they're beautiful, and I adore them. So I'll just quickly show you on the inside as well, because it's great to always see, and it is like an electric sort of blue, so I think that's great as well. And you know what, I started reading this, I'm like 60 pages through, and I'm already absolutely loving it. This is getting raving reviews already from people that I watch videos of, and it just intrigues me more to read this. And just for everybody to say that this is one of their favourite actual like Cassandra Clare books, you know, that intrigues me as well. So I'm super excited to continue on with this. It is a beast of a book, it's pretty damn huge. It's like a few hundred pages. So I'll just quickly tell you, it's like 669 pages. So it's a beast of a book, but it is released now. So if you guys didn't actually know about this, if you've been living under a rock, it is now released. You can now purchase it, either the UK paperback version, or if you want the hardcover copy, I suggest going on to thebookdepository.com. But I'm super excited to see where this book leads. So guys, now I'm going to move on to the library books that I've got, because I've got a few new ones from the library, and the first of which is The Last Leaves Falling by Sarah Benwell. Now, I actually had this as a review book from NetGalley, but I never got around to it, and this sounds like it's perfect for the fans of All the Bright Places and The Fault in Our Stars, Zack and Mia, just all those sort of books. And I'm just going to read to you the back of the book as well. It says here, I am going to die in a hospital hooked up to a million machines. Piece by piece my freedom will be taken and my body will be shut down. What kind of an end is that? But maybe there is another way. This is a story of life and death, of finding friendship and finding courage. So it sounds like it's going to be really, really touching, really maybe like heartwarming in a sort of way. One of those books that makes you think after you finish it. And you sort of like have that little sigh. Like, you know when you finish a book and you're just like, you know what, that was a good book. You know, that sort of feeling. It sounds like it's going to be one of those books. But if you guys have read this, because I haven't heard anybody like talking about this on BookTube, please do let me know down in the comments below what you thought about it, and it might spur me on to give this a read pretty damn soon. The next library book that I picked up is a new release that the library got, because it is a fairly new release for the UK, and that is All My Secrets by Stephen Mackenzie. Now, I've read some books by this author before and I really, really enjoyed them, so I'm used to her writing style, and her books are always fairly short as well. But this just sounds like a really interesting thriller, and this is about a girl called Evie, and she is basically devastated by her family's lies and desperate to discover more about a secret which overshadows her past, and she ends up at Lotsa, which is an island institute for troubled teens, and she meets the gorgeous but enigmatic Kit. And Lotsa is rumoured to be haunted, and Evie senses a strange presence following her, and as she's drawn deep into the island's mysteries, she realises that it's not just the past or the dead that she has to fear. Trusting the wrong person could cost her life. So it sounds really cool and really interesting. I want to know more about this island. It sounds freaky as well, like freaky as shit. But obviously, you know what, it's a new release and I suggest you go pick it up for yourself. But if you guys have read this as well, please let me know what you thought about it down in the comments below. The next library book that I picked up is Love Bomb by Jenny McLachlan, and this seems like a really hilarious book. I read Flirty Dancing by this author and I really enjoyed this. But it just sounds like for the fans of Louise Renison, and I love her books. But this is about Betty Plum. She knows nothing about boys. Her only passionate kiss was with a cat. So when the gorgeous Toby explodes into her life, she of course needs help. Her best friend isn't speaking to her, and more than ever Betty wishes that her mum hadn't died. But when she finds letters from her mum hidden in the attic, she realises what true love is all about. Is she ready to fall in love, and will she finally have her first kiss? So it sounds like a hilarious sort of YA novel that is gonna have me in tears of laughter, laughing out loud. But I'm really looking forward to this. And the latest library release that I've got was also a book that I had for review, and this book is Anything That Isn't This by Chris Priestley, and it says on the back here, some people don't want you to read this book. Well, who doesn't want me to read this book, because now I want to read it. Some people would rather not see a good story told, and Frank Pulp knows this. He lives in a boring city full of boring people and he hates it. Worse still, everyone else seems to enjoy this mediocrity. So when Frank finds a flash of colour against all the stifling grey, he snatches at it with both hands. A note, wishing for the same dark secret as him. A sign, surely that someone is in this place understands him. And a dream to get out of here, to start living, and to find out that there really is anything that isn't this. So it says it's told with wit, irony and wonderful twisty sophistication, and its beautifully illustrated story will stay with you long after you have finished reading. So, oh my god, I totally didn't realise there's pictures in this book. That's really cool. Really intrigued. I'm just going to show you a couple of, there's like a couple of illustrations I really didn't realise, but look, there's just like images like that. And I'll see if I can find a couple of others for you guys. Oh, there's one that I went past that looked really cool. There it is. There it is. Look at that, guys. Like, what the hell? Like, you wouldn't think that looking at the front of this book would have images, but that has just intrigued me even more. I'm just going to finally update you on a couple of library books that I still have borrowed out of the library as of date, because I did say that I was going to keep you updated with some books that I'm still borrowing. So I'm obviously still borrowing Asking for It by Louise O'Neill. I need to get around to reading this, as well as Until the Beginning by Amy Plum. So I'm really super excited to get around to reading these But you know what, it's just all about timing at the moment. Just like I said, I'm really busy. I don't have the time. Like, it's absolutely crazy and it's mental, and hopefully I can get around to a lot more reading as soon as possible. Hey guys, so I ended up looking at a library sale on the way back from work today, and it is just the day after, and they were doing books like 3 for £1, so I found a couple of books that I wanted. Luckily I managed to find 3. So these were the 3 books that I picked up. First of which is The End by Lemony Snicket. This is number 13 in the series of Unfortunate Events series, and this I read as a childhood series but never actually managed to get around to finishing it. I remember having to give away my whole series when I had to move from my mum's to my nan's, so I'm a bit disappointed, but I feel like, you know, this has come back into my life. Maybe it's a reason for me to finish this. So you know what, I was like, it's great that this book was there, so I can finally just read the last book and just see how this series ends. And the second book that I picked up is a classic. It's Bridget Jones's Diary by Helen Fielding, and of course it is a movie. I adore the movie. I think it's funny, and you know what, it just feels like it's going to be like a laugh just sort of as I plough through this book. I just feel like it will give me a giggle, just laugh about things in life, as I'm an adult now and I feel like I need to adventure into reading some more adult books. And the third book is a Sophie Kinsella book, and it is 20s Girl, and I just keep on eyeing this book up, and I can't believe that I haven't got around to reading this just yet. And you know what, I was like, I'm going to pick up this book and I'm going to give it a read finally, because I'm a girl, I'm in my 20s, so it seems like something that I would enjoy. And I love Sophie Kinsella. I've Got Your Numbers, one of my favourite books, and it was the first book I actually read by her, and I fell in love with it, and I've heard that her other books are really great, so I can't wait to pick this book up and give this one a read, and hopefully I will enjoy it as well. So guys, these are all the books that I have shared with you in today's haul. So if you have read any of these or are intrigued by any of them, please do let me know down in the comments below. As usual, it would be great to hear your thoughts on them and what you think about them. Let me know what you're currently reading as well, guys, because I always like to know what everybody's reading at the moment, whether there's anything that's really good, and what people are reading. Just the general buzz of what people are reading at the moment just gets me excited. Thank you very much for watching my video as always. Keep smiling, keep reading, and be happy, and I'll see all of you wonderful people in my next video. Bye!